There is something about a cozy, rainy summer morning that I love. I've been in Sweden for 3 days and the jet lag has honestly been horrible. It's a 9-hour time difference for me and my body has definitely been so confused. I've been waking up every day at like 3 a.m. with full energy and starving. And so today was the first day that I slept in until 8 a.m. and I'm so happy about it. I feel like I'm finally adjusted to the time difference. Here in Sweden, they have Swedish candy. And the way I would describe it is like Swedish fish, but like 10 times better. I think what's better about it is the texture is a little bit different and it's honestly so good. And you go into these candy stores where they just have rows and rows and rows of candy and you basically take a paper bag and fill it up with whatever candies that you want. And it's been so fun for me to just try all the different candies. Eating candy back home in California is not normal for me, but that is what travel is. It's experiencing a new culture, it's experiencing new foods or trying new drinks or just experiencing a new way of life. One of the hardest things for me when I'm traveling is to stick to any of my healthy routines or feel balance while I'm traveling. But this year I decided to approach it a little bit different. I've set 3 non-negotiables for myself and I'm gonna stick to them. And if I have Swedish candy or if I have cinnamon rolls or brownies or whatever, I'm not gonna worry about it because I know that I'm sticking to my healthy rituals and I'm still finding balance while I'm traveling. My 3 non-negotiables are long walks every single day, and I've been doing like 7-mile walks every single day because I can walk to the ocean and it's so gorgeous, and then I walk back and it's 7 miles. Also prioritizing whole foods in every single meal. So although I have been indulging in many sweets, I have still been eating super healthy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and making sure that I'm hitting my protein goal. And this makes me feel so good and have so much energy. And so it's 100% a non-negotiable. And then the last non-negotiable is to do 4 workouts per week. And I'm going to be doing like at-home workouts. And I think at-home workouts can be just as effective as going to a workout class or going to the gym. I wanted to make sure that my non-negotiables was something that I could actually follow through with because when you're traveling, things are sometimes more spontaneous and you don't want to have so many non-negotiables that are so hard to achieve every single day that you don't end up getting them done. Right now I'm staying at my fiance's parents' house and like look how cute this wallpaper is. And it's also so funny because there are literally gnomes everywhere and they're so cute. Like I am obsessed. My plan today is to, of course, do my non-negotiables, and I'm also going to be doing a little bit of exploring. I think I'm going to go to the beach. I did jump in the ocean yesterday, and it was really cold. I would say it was like a cold plunge style, but I want to jump in again, especially if it warms up today. I'm going to go downstairs and make some breakfast. I'm going to make just avocado toast with some hard-boiled eggs, and then I think I'm also just gonna put a little Greek salad on that plate that I prepped yesterday. I don't know why, but yesterday I ate my regular breakfast, my yogurt, berries, and pumpkin seeds, and I took my supplements and I started feeling really queasy, so I'm not sure if it's just like a different kind of yogurt or maybe like my supplements just like hit me a little bit differently here, but I want to avoid that today because I hate when I take my supplements and I start feeling a little sick. I think the longest that I've ever run is like 3.5 miles. I used to do track and field when I was younger in high school. And so I think I'm a good runner, but I was always a sprinter. And so my goal for this month-long trip in Sweden is to eventually be able to run this entire 7 mile to the beach and home. It's very hilly. So yesterday I ran half of it and I was dying. I was like, oh my God, this is such a hard run. I'm just gonna keep conditioning and practicing and hopefully I can make it happen. But today I am just walking the entire thing. I have too many things with me right now to try to run. I have like my camera, my tripod, my sunglasses, my phone, my microphone. And when I run, I like to have like nothing with me so that I have nothing like bouncing around in my pockets. I always wear this jacket like literally every time I walk because it's an SPF jacket. And my fear was that I'd get like halfway through this and the sun would come out and I'd get sunburnt. So of course I threw it on and now I'm like, these trees are so pretty and they're just apple trees. Let me zoom it in. Just apple trees everywhere on this walk to the beach. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear me. It's very windy right now. I'm halfway through the walk, and this is why this walk is so rewarding. It's just gorgeous ocean, and it's not the ocean that I'm familiar with seeing. Here, it literally goes rocks straight into ocean, and it's so breathtaking. It's absolutely stunning. I find this entire walk super meditative, but especially when I finally get down to this spot, I find it is so relaxing. And so I love to just take a few minutes down here to just think about things that I'm grateful for, as well as just take in the beauty and just take a moment to listen to no music and just listen to the sounds of the waves or listen to the wind or just meditate a little bit. Usually I walk deeper into the woods and around, but I'm a little worried that it might actually rain. So I think I'm going to just walk back the way that I came, since I don't want to get caught in a big rainstorm in case it does rain. I wish I could share the experience of the smell here with you guys. It basically smells like sweet grass everywhere. I was a little wrong on the distance, and I think it's because I ended up taking a different path on the way home. It was 5.5 miles, but oh my gosh, so much, can't even talk. So much of that was like uphill that I am definitely breathing really hard. Let me see what my Oura ring says. I'm always really curious how much of the walks are zone 1 versus zone 2, zone 3. Okay, so it says I spent 17 minutes in zone 1. I spent an hour and 4 minutes in zone 2, 7 minutes in zone 3. So I hit my zone 2 cardio goals for today, and I think it's definitely because of the hills, but walked 5.5 miles in an hour and 26 minutes. I'm gonna change clothes, and then Jonas and I are going to go grab some lunch. I'm looking for an authentic Swedish bakery because I've heard nothing but amazing things about a Swedish cinnamon roll, and I really want to experience that. I'm like obsessed with cinnamon, so we're gonna go on a hunt for an authentic cinnamon roll and yummy lunch. Here is the bakery where hopefully they have cinnamon rolls, many yummy options.
Wiener bread.
That?
Yeah, it's probably a cinnamon bun.
Oh, that looks really good. I ordered a kebab salad, but with falafel, and then this is kebab sauce, and it is so delicious. Yum. It's turned into the most gorgeous day ever, so I'm going to the beach. I want to get some sun. I want to listen to my favorite podcast, and I'm just biking there. I don't know how far it is, but I just biked through the woods. And I'm always so nervous when I'm in Sweden of moose. And I think it's just because like I'm not familiar with moose or like what to do if you encounter one. And I was just riding through the deep woods, taking a little shortcut to the beach, and I heard something huge, like running through the trees, and I was like, oh my God, don't fall off the bike. And I was just like going over so many routes. I was like, okay, just focus, but I think it's all fine. Recently, I've been so into podcasts, and I feel like I go through different phases. Sometimes I love listening to podcasts, and then other times I prefer music. When I was coming to Europe, my flight was so long because they basically canceled my flight to Europe when I had already flown to my first stop. And so I had a 24-hour layover where I had to spend the night, and I literally listened to probably 12 podcasts during that. I recently found this podcast probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'm obsessed. It's Well with Ariel Laurie. I love this podcast. I feel like I'm having a conversation with like my big sister. And she interviews really interesting people. So she'll interview like doctors or plastic surgeons and get their opinions on things. And I think it's so interesting and good because I feel like sometimes it's hard to decipher like what is good and what is bad. And they kind of like debunk things. And then Melissa Wood has a podcast called Move with Heart. And I love her podcast too. She interviews other people like in the wellness space, and they talk about all kinds of wellness trends, wellness rituals, optimal routines for longevity. She also interviews big CEOs, and she talks about mental health. So I really love this podcast. And I really love it because it's not preachy at all. I love Kayla Barnes, and her Longevity Optimized is awesome. She's always interviewing doctors. And so I feel like I learned so much from her podcast, especially from a scientific angle. And then the last podcast, I've been following this guy on YouTube for probably 10 years, and I love his content. It's a little bit more like self-help, but his name is In Hindsight, and I love his content. It's a little bit more like self-reflective, but every time after I listen to either one of his podcasts or one of his YouTube videos, I need to like journal. I feel like I learned so much. So I'm just gonna choose one of these podcasts and turn it on and just chill and get some sun. It's 65 degrees out, so it's so nice. And I feel like when you sit in the sun for a while, you start to get actually really warm. So I'm hoping that I get warm enough to jump in the ocean, but it's actually really cold in the water, so we will see. This swimming spot is also so cute. It has a little jumping platform, and it's just surrounded by nature and trees. And honestly, this is what Sweden looks like on the coast. It's rocks into water with gorgeous green trees everywhere, and not like that many houses. Today felt like such a summer day, and then just finishing the day off with self-care. I could not ask for a better summer day. And now there's just a gorgeous sunset. Where I am, the sun sets for hours and it's so beautiful. I was going to read on my iPad, but I accidentally hit update instead of later, so now I will not be doing that. I guess it was a sign to watch the sunset instead of stare at my iPad. But I'm going to be ending the vlog here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.